Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Rebecca and I'm here with the fourth reason why you may not be losing weight. Now, we have talked a lot about other reasons, so definitely check out this series. Subscribe if you're interested in learning more. And as always, check the description box too, because I'm going to share more information down there. Hormones can be a bit tricky, but I'm going to break it down for you and I'm going to try to make this as simple as possible. Hormones are the keys that unlock processes in your body, and they're everywhere. We're going to talk about the main ones that really affect your weight. It's very common for people to have hypothyroidism or even hyperthyroidism, but hypothyroidism is what is most associated with weight gain or the inability to lose weight. Now, I am someone who has diagnosed with hypothyroidism about 5 or 6 years ago, and I thought honestly by taking the pill it would be like a magic cure to actually help me lose weight, but it's not the case because weight loss is so much more than hormones. I'll just state that. However, getting your thyroid managed and supported definitely helps your body to work best, so then you can do the other things that are necessary in order to lose weight. Now, I mentioned this in the overview, but all the hormonal system works together. If one is off, another one's off. They're not like independent of each other. They all work together in some way. And a lot of times the thyroid, which we'll get to, some emotional issues attached to thyroid when we talk next week with the fifth reason why you might not be losing weight. But I will tell you right now that an emotional consideration for thyroid can be worthiness, especially in women. So something to do besides being medicated and supporting your thyroid with healthy food. Check out the videos I've been sharing about hypothyroidism. I have grocery hauls and what I eat in a day, and I'm going to be sharing more information about that because that's just my personal journey that I'm, dealing with right now, and I love to share that information with you to help you as much as possible. Again, it's not a replacement for doctor's care. But anyway, let's get back to thyroid. So a lot of people with thyroid conditions actually do very well off of gluten. There's a book called The Hormonal Solution, I believe. I'll link it in the description box. But basically, it goes over a few different hormones and which foods to avoid because they impact that endocrine gland most. And gluten is that for the thyroid. So a lot of times taking gluten out just helps your body to be able to process things because it takes just a long time for your body to process. Gluten and hypothyroidism is like a slow metabolism basically, so it takes you longer to process things. So taking that out might really help. Now, the other hormonal hormone that actually can affect thyroid as well, like I said, they're all interconnected, are your adrenals. So that's cortisol. And so that when you're stressed is released, and it's honestly not even the release of cortisol that's the issue, it's the rebound effect that your body has to go through to basically bounce it back from that, and that causes so many issues. That can cause thyroid issues, that can cause digestive issues, gut issues, that can cause insomnia, that can cause so many things. So definitely managing stress, and as you can see, if you've seen all of them, we're really connected in very many ways. So this is why I always recommend a holistic approach to healing, because it's never just one thing. We are looking for that magic pill and that one thing, but it never is that one thing. So really treating everything holistically is the best thing that you can do. So anyway, getting back to the adrenals. So one thing that you can avoid when it comes to adrenals, and I'm sorry to say this because I love it myself, but that's caffeine. And I don't think you should avoid it completely. Now, there is a certain enzyme that some people are lacking or don't have enough of that breaks down caffeine. If you are one of those people who just can't process caffeine very well, then you may want to avoid it or do like decaf. Now, for most people, it's just about having too much. Having 2 cups of coffee in the morning is fine, but having 6 cups of coffee throughout the day filled with 2 tablespoons of sugar or 6 pumps of sugar, multiple times throughout the day, that is not good. The caffeine and the sugar are both stimulants, so you're really like doing a double duty, and it's not like in a good way for your body. Sorry, my dogs just get a little crazy. So the next hormone that we're going to talk about, or the next endocrine gland we're going to talk about, are your ovaries. So this is more for women, of course. And for this, your estrogen and progesterone are like the 2 main hormones that fluctuate throughout the month. So if you notice different changes throughout the month, like your mood especially is one of them, PMS and stuff, All those things are all because of the fluctuating hormones. So these things can get out of balance, and it's a normal fluctuation that they have. So you can notice different dips and increases in your mood, even how you metabolize. There are certain parts of the month where you actually burn more calories, and some people experience, like myself, around ovulation and at the time of the month. It's like half the month basically. It feels like that I actually become more bloated and stuff. So those things could be why you are, it looks like you're gaining weight, but you're not really gaining weight. But in general terms, if they're not balanced, it can be creating a problem for you while you're not losing weight. So one of the things to avoid, if possible, to support this endocrine gland in your ovaries is actually dairy. So I'm, like I said, I'm gonna leave that book below. It talks about the whys of this. You know, I'm like that person who, like, I'll read stuff and it like makes sense to me and I'll like pick out pieces, and then like I don't remember exactly why it was, but like it made sense, and so I just like put it in my brain that like, okay, that's a thing. So anyway, and you can notice, like, if you're someone who has like those kind of ups and downs, you know, getting acne a lot, you know, dairy causes that. So it really, it's about those hormones that actually has us, you know, create these issues. The last one that I really want to talk about is insulin. So insulin and glucose, these what balance your blood sugar. And in order to basically make everything else work properly, these need to be balanced as well. And cortisol also affects insulin. I mean, there's a lot here, and I'm trying to simplify it, but the bottom line is you want to balance your blood sugar. And how do you do that? That's by having balanced meals throughout the day. Now, some people say eat every 3 hours. I say eat when you're actually hungry. That could be every 3 hours. That could be every 5 hours. It just depends on your body. This is why it's so important to do what's really best for you, not what's best for someone else, not what has worked for someone else. Maybe that would work for you, but maybe it won't. So balancing your blood sugar is about the time, spacing between meals, and it's also the actual meal itself. So having protein, fiber, and fat all in every single meal will help balance that out. That way there's no spikes and it's not causing disharmonies in your body. So I know that was a lot in a short amount of time, and hopefully that gave you some insight. And just leave any comments that you have down below, because I'd love to talk about this more. If you're interested in treating everything holistically, I am a holistic health coach, and I do private coaching and offer wellness audits as well. So check the description if you're interested. But I just hope you got some value out of this, and I really hope, like I say always, that you go do something good for yourself, because you are number one. And let me tell you, when you don't do something good for yourself, that messes up your hormones too. You may not believe it, but we're going to talk about that next, how stress and emotions affect everything. So definitely subscribe if you haven't yet, and I can't wait to talk to you next time. Bye.